tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out 'cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of the night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. So if we get the big jobs and we make the big money, when we look back now, will our jokes still be funny? Will we still remember everything we learned in school? Still be trying to break every single rule? Will little brainy Bobby be the stockbroker man? Can he ever find a job that won't interfere with the tan? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand for the entrance of the platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lord Kitchener Aldwin Roberts Auditorium of the National Academy for the Performing Arts. We are making every effort to ensure that your theatre experience is safe and comfortable. In the event of an emergency during the performance, an announcement will be made and the ushers will escort you out of the building via the exit closest to you to the muster point at the northeastern car park at the entrance of the compound. You are to proceed immediately but calmly. Please take a moment to identify the exit nearest to you. Eating, drinking, and chewing of gum is not allowed in the auditorium. This is also a smoke-free building. Please note that any unauthorized recording of this performance, either through video or photograph, is strictly prohibited. A reminder that all mobile phones and other electronic devices should be turned off at this time.
Remain standing for the entrance of the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, remain standing for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. I asked you to just stand a little longer as I invite Mr. Ajay Balkisoon, President of UTT's Executive Guild, to lead us to the throne of grace.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please bow your heads, close your eyes. O Supreme One, origin of all being, we thank you for giving us another day. As we gather here, give us a keen understanding of the importance of the role of UTT, the National University, in the development of our communities and Trinidad and Tobago by extension. Give us faith, courage, and wisdom to fulfill our purpose and promise. Show us how to effectively serve you, so that all of our education, knowledge, and skills may find true fulfillment as we learn to do your will. May we ever be aware in everything that we do, that knowledge comes from learning and wisdom comes from you. Thank you, O Supreme One.
Professor Selwyn R. Cujo, or TT, Chairman of the Board of Governors, UTT. Members of the UTT's Board of Governors, Professor Rian Maharaj, Acting President, UTT. Professor, yes, please take your seats. Professor Adil Agamal, Assistant Vice President, Research, Impact, and Postgraduate Studies, UTT. Dr. Solange Kelly, Assistant Vice President, Undergraduate Studies, UTT. Senior academic and corporate staff of UTT, members of the UTT's Executive Student Guild, graduates of 2025, family members and friends, members of the media, members of the viewing public, myself, Dr. Nicole Ramlichan, orator, and Dr. Andel Edwards are our orators today for your pleasure, and ladies and gentlemen.
Professor Selwyn R. Cudjoe, ORTT, I now invite you to declare this ceremony open and to deliver welcome remarks.
Well, thank you all so very much on this glorious afternoon that God has made. On behalf of the Chancellor, as Chairman of the University, I declare this ceremony open for the conferment of certificates, diplomas, and degrees by the authority of the Academic Council and the Board of Governors. Before I make my remarks, I have to ask you, well, you can't see in the darkness, but my family thing, I see a big K Cudjoe inside the thing with the name written. So, Ms. Cudjoe, welcome, family. Join me and let me welcome my family. Ms. Cudjoe, wonderful. Greetings. All the persons who we have called, and you have in your audience, my colleague and the president of the university, Acting President UTT, Mr. Rian or Professor Rian Maraj, Professor Donnie Boudalal, Acting Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Ruby Allen, Vice President, Quality Assurance and Institutional Effectiveness, UTT, Professors Adele Igamai, Assistant Vice President of Research, Impact and Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Solange Kelly, Assistant VP of Undergraduate Studies, who have been doing such a great job in keeping us all together and taking care of our students, Senior Academic and Corporate Staff at UTT, members of the UTT Executive Student Guild, graduates of 2025. Go, give me something now. I know it's all tired and it's hot. Congratulate yourself. Nice, nice. Family members and friends, members of the media, members of the viewing public, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you. It's so good to have you here as we celebrate with our graduates today. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the graduates who are here today and those of you who may not have been able to attend for one reason or another. Today is your day. You know, and people don't be stodgy. What is the word they use? The stodgy or the stoosh? The what? The stush? Or I want to be snushed? Or let me make some noise now. So say welcome and hi and... It's not stodgy, stush. All right, I'm sorry. I got it now. You've worked hard. studied hard, and so you must celebrate yourselves for a job well done, Rasta. But in doing so, you must thank your parents and grandparents, your uncles and your niece, your spouse, your partners, etc., all of those who have accompanied you through this arduous journey to a place where you can all hear it said, "Well done, thy good and faithful servants." Yeah. You got to encourage the Rasta man, I like to get a little chanting because I was talking to people, not the desk. Jah Rastafari. Okay. As chairman, I want to say Jah Rastafari, ever living sure, ever living pure, Rastafari the first, Jah Rastafari. I'll be there, all right, sisters. As chairman, entrusted with articulating the strategic direction of this institution, I see UTT as a defining juncture of its existence, struggling to maintain its identity and its purpose in swiftly changing Trinidad and Tobago. Any serious university must be prepared to change or certainly adapt its mission to a world that is being transformed by revolutions in robotics and AI. A mandatory subject across Chinese primary schools and secondary schools. Of course, the president in his address will tell you what we're doing in some of those areas, but this must become a very important part of our school. It's important, therefore, that we consider our positionality in a cosmopolitan society such as ours and the world. In this context, it's important to listen to what Stuart Hall, one of our most brilliant scholars and the father of our cultural studies, has said about this matter in his autobiography called Familiar Strangers. And I want to listen to this in terms of identity, because even though UTT has done so many wonderful things, our identity has to be shaped so you come from distinctive culture that is yours and which you must make as you go along. UTT is yours, and you must make UTT ours. All right? So to take your pledges, remember that. And this is what Stuart Hall says. He says, identity in the singular is never achieved with any finality. Identities in the plural are means of becoming. Identities are means of, you never stay the same. You're not the same person you were when you were 14. You're not the same person you were 16. Today, you're quite a different person. Nothing changes. Even your physiology changes. And so remember, we are always changing and adapting to our social and natural environment. Stuart Hall also said that identity, quote unquote, is not a fixed attribute, the unchanging essence of the inner self, but a constantly shifting process of positioning. We always change, always positioning, of becoming a new person with every moment. In this sense, then, identity is very important, but there's also something called character. I want you to give this character is important. You can have all the learning in the world, but if you do not have a determination to succeed and take pride in yourself and your country, you can never obtain anything substantial. Imagine a nation like Trinidad and Tobago allowing a small island of 185,000 people. That is Curacao, they call it? Hello? To qualify for the World Cup. We have more money than them, more talent, and they're going up and we're below. It has to do with determination and character, and recognize you represent your nation. They only had two plane loads of supporters, and they're going to Jamaica, and with less money, they keep signing, and we keep singing here, next 4 years, next 4 years. So we had to wait till probably 2040 to go again. However, it is character because sports is a reflection of your character. And what is culture? Is the way you do the things you do on a day-to-day basis. You don't wait till you get a thing, all the nice thing with the chain on the neck and all kind of stupidness. You have to win. And that comes from character. As we before, did we get any medals in the World Cup, in the Olympics? Hello? Nothing. Nothing. Nada. Because we're so nice. We like to party. Nobody could party like we. His brother says that? All right, nice. But the point is, we have to begin to think about character and always putting our best foot forward. You are the new generation. We can't bring a next 1.4 million and create a new Trinidad, you know. You can't bring and say, okay, get rid of all Trinidadians now. We have to bring a nice 1.4 and we have a new start. Can't do that. We must start with you. And you must assume the responsibility, the kind of character to take us through. Without character, what a former Prime Minister called Eric Williams. Anybody remember Eric Williams? Hello? Let me hear you now. You remember Eric? Oh God, our hand is so soft. You remember Eric Williams, the first Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? All right, nice. And what he says, that he gave us our watchwords when, of course, we became independent. And he talked his guidelines, or his watchwords were discipline, production, and tolerance. Discipline, production, and tolerance. Without that, you have no place to go. If you had to get up at 6 to study, you get up at 6 to study. You can't do the one and then not the next. That's why people like Usain Bolt and Lauren, those guys, they kept at it. Character. We depend, therefore, on you to ignite a new sense of determination and pride in our country. You are our country. William has said that you carry the nation in your book bags. If I remember his speech on the day, I think it's Queenstown, must have been there as a young guy. You carry the nation in your book bags. But I know you carry it now on your cell phone, right? You carry your cell phone, right? AI, and of course, they text in, and they don't read, and yes, right, yes. But we know, as the Master said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Latin call it logos. In Africa, we call it the nomo. The word, the living word. That's what makes you what you are. Not how much money you have and how fat or thin you is. You like the language? How thin you is. All right. The fact of the matter is that we are always becoming. Man shall not live by bread alone. You're more than that. Character, determination, discipline, production. Those must be your watchwords. In this sense of constantly becoming, that excites us in our future endeavors. Thus, our focus as members of the board and the university in the coming years will be to strengthen institutional sustainability, expand global linkages, and deepen the university's relevance to national province. We must be a part of our social and cultural development of our country. More importantly, if we're going to be good citizens and act as conscientious citizens, we must know more about our history and our culture and who we are as a nation. You can't say that, Trini, if you don't know about Hussein and Pagua and African dance and Shango and the Palais and those kinds of things. I was saying to everybody, I grew up in a house, a Tapia house. Anybody know Tapia house? Hello, I'm talking to you. Anybody know Tapia house? Oh boy, kind of silent boy. I'm talking about the young ones, not the old ones. I know it's a Lipe house. Hello, you know it's a Lipe house? And where you used to Lipe house? Say it, cow down, your cousin. But the fact of the matter is that we as a nation must know about those things. Without that knowledge, you are really lacking a lot. It is my heartfelt belief that no one should leave our national university without knowing where he or she came from and what, within the context of our new realities, she is expected to contribute to the national, social, and cultural agenda. There's a lot you must know, and you must also read. I know you have your little texting and you do little character and all kind of picture and thing, but you've got to read. That's how you become. In the months ahead, we will intensify our efforts to internationalize UTT's identity, building partnerships with universities in Africa, Asia, the United States, and other regions of the world that share our developmental aspirations. These relationships will enable faculty and student exchanges, encourage collaborative research, and the co-creation of knowledge across borders. We cast in our little cocoon and expect to grow. As we make our thrust into the future, we'll make every effort to deepen our engagement with our diaspora academics, that is the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago, whose expertise and experience abroad can help strengthen our teaching, our research, and innovation and an innovative capacity at home. We'll seek also to deepen our ties with our alumni. Now that's very important. When you go home today and your mommy kiss you and you go by neighbors and people go to a party and all that kind of stuff. Remember, this is not your last day of association with UTT. It in fact has just begun. I taught about endowments last time. I taught at Harvard University many years ago. And their endowment is $53 billion US. Contributed by their students and well-wishers. $53 billion. We ain't got 1 cent at UTT from our alumni. We got 25,000 of you all. Nobody contributes a cent because when they go, they ain't care. But the amount of money this government presses in this institution, the monies you pay, I know it's a lot, 20,000 and so on, but you cannot run a university on 20,000. In fact, our whole right now is about $42 million. You're going to find to run this institution. You have to be part of that. And you got to start to contribute your 1 cent in it. Well, don't talk cents again. A little $100 bill and thing. But every month or every year, you should do that. That's what make, they say that a developing country is people who talk about what they can't do. We can't do that. A developed country is a can do. We will do. Not what we can't do and make an excuse and then somebody like Curacao between all kind of trippiness and talking all kinds of they go training. No, you must be a can-do country. And with 25,000 alumni, which you'll join when you walk all these steps, we should be able to count on you for your contributions. You've got one of the things that happens here, and I kind of critique some of my colleagues, so many good things happen here. You produce so many wonderful people. Your alumni is such people of such distinction, but we do not tap on them. And you must be the ones. You are the ones who must go forward. You must decide what you will do, whether you'll contribute or step aside. You gotta do it. But give me something now. I want to get a little, You like that? Nice. Let me hear it. Is that real? Is the word is stoosh? Is the word stoosh? Help on that should be there, Oh, stoosh, yeah, let me get some noise. They're nice, they're nice. Are you all looking nice too bad, huh? Especially Miss Coach on the ones in the blue. Is the blue all looking at? Can't see too good. But release it now. Let things flow now. Just sit down there so nice and looking so nice. Your head goes stare. I've seen so many lovely cane rows and all kind of thing. And all, of course, your mother has some money, The amount of your gong and all. So now it's your time. Okay. So it seems to me, as we do that, we try to get this going. And I'm really concerned about the contributions of the alumni to making this a place. Without students, we are nothing. Without students, teachers have no work, president have no work. Because a university is a place where we come together in community. In the traditional sense, in the 16th century, when you had Sorbonne and Harvard and those places, they came together as a community. We were all colleagues in an enterprise that says, how do we learn from one another? How do we teach one another? Can't do it by yourself. And so therefore, we want to say, please get into the business of recognizing that this is your university. Own it. In doing so, if we keep on working together, we as a body, in first, are supposed to look over and watch over and sort of set the agenda to some degree. We'll continue to align our programs and research in Trinidad and Tobago development pillars, meaning energy transition. We will carry out our programs in light of what the national priorities are. Ultimately, we hope that every UTT graduate will emerge as a problem solver, equipped to create economic opportunities where others see obstacles, to build enterprise where others see inertia and stagnation, and to foster social cohesion rather than descend into mindless one-upmanship and needless old talk. You could talk, you know, oh God, you'll be talking on the radio. I-95, oh God, they're talking all day. But you're not what you say, you are what you do. You're not what you say. We can talk all kinds of trippiness, but it's what you do. You define yourself through your labor. A fellow called Karl Marx says, we defined our lives through labor. It's about labor and capital, etc. And of course, if I were to ask you, you don't have to answer, what is more important, work or love? Don't answer me. What is more important, labor or love? Oh God, labor. Exactly. If I get a book to read and like it, you're going to spend all evening reading the book. But the love thing, you know, you could do it, and think nice. But the question, your work, your labor, is what defines you as a human being. And so therefore, stop the talk and do the work. You are what you do, not what you say. Ultimately, we hope as a robust board, which I happen to be the chair of, will strive to ensure that governance itself becomes a catalyst for innovation, renders a dispassionate oversight of what the university does, and has the courage to register our dissent, even with our bosses, when we think the decisions are not good for the university. If you don't stand for something, you could fall for anything. When the brothers become and begin rap and say all the nice things, what you stand for, brother? All right? If you don't stand, and we as a board must do that, then you could fall for anything. Nobody cares about that. The board will also champion financial prudence and sustainability, exploring innovations and revenue streams to take us where we want to go. As chairman of the board, I will seek to provide mentorship and strategic guidance to the president and the executive management, and of course provide the kind of leadership that's so very important. However, leadership in any great institution, and we must strive to be a great institution, a world-class institution, by our deeds, our research, our action, our teaching. I see you have a nice performing arts people and doing, and somebody sing today, boy, and I see a dancer moving really nice. Be good, we got the stuff, got to put it all together. But we must have, of course, visionary, must be able to see. If you don't have the vision to see, then of course you ain't going no place. You got to look forward. We also got to be collaborative. We got to work together. You know, long ago you had labs with one man doing that. That don't happen again. It's one man in a lab. No, it's all cooperation and working together. And sometimes the board must even be combative. would like to spread that to my board. We must be compatible. Just kind of come and say, yes, 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 Rastaman, yes. What is that? Yeah, yes, no, no. All right? Together, though, we'll continue to build an environment where academic freedom, accountability, and innovation coexist, where ideas are valued and students remain at the heart of every decision that we make. And students must make us do that. You got to get together. And it's hard coming from where you've come, not having support and so on, but you've got to make your faculty and your board and responsible for what you're doing. Graduates, all, you are an embodiment of UTT's vision. With your creativity and so on, you're capable of building our nation. As we move forward, please remember that Albert Einstein was recognized for his scientific brilliance. But science and engineering and so on can only take you that far. At the end of the day, we must be human beings. Einstein was known for his humanitarian values and his social activism. He just didn't stay in a lab. You have to understand, ultimately, we are human beings. Our highest calling is to be human and more humane to others. Trent and Tobago, perhaps we can party less and set our sights on excellence and dedication to cause. Trent and Tobago, perhaps we can party less. The Vex, no, they can't party in Branlara, no? Is that the problem? Hello? Hello, sorry, Branlara, go on to party. I don't like to party, you know. But it's always not the most, party good, you know, you get the limbs, you know, you have professional dances and so on. But we're a small nation. 1.4 million people. We are a speck in the world. The world has something like 8 billion people. Get your head around that. 8 billion means 1.4 million. And unless we all put out our own potential, we are nothing. I don't care what you say. You're going down. Because all you got is your human capacity, discipline, production, and character. Everybody thief in, but don't be one who thief. Everybody thief in. A little bribe here, a little something here. You get a man at work, you thief your money, thief your labor. You must strive for excellence. And it says, of course, unless you do that, you're not going, you know, Vies Naipaul. You know Vies Naipaul? Hello, Vies Naipaul. Yes, sir. Call us the mimic men. See, what's mimicking people? I said that long years ago. I talk about the fact that we just talk. We don't like him. He says he's bad talk, Trinidad. The best writer we've had out is Trinidad and Tobago. He won the Nobel Prize, and his book, A House of Mr. Biswas. Who read A House of Mr. Biswas? Give me something on that. And A House of Mr. Biswas is doing what? Building his own house in Trinidad as a reflection of the Ramayana and the whole story of Lord Rama. As he went out there to the wilderness, as our forefathers came to this wilderness to build a new home. And here's Vies Naipaul saying, let me build my own. It's crooked. It's falling down. But what did he do? He built his own home. We must build our own home. We expect, therefore, that all our graduates will develop this great sense of humanitarian pride, a sturdy character, and glorify the fact that learning transcends national, social, and racial lines. There's nothing about education about race. Race is one part of the idea. Class is another part of the idea. Gender is another part of the idea. But our knowledge must transcend all that to talk about what's good for the country. I said utopia? Somebody said utopia down there? Oh, agriculture. Yes, oh, God, a class here, I forget that. We had to start to feed ourselves. But I live in Tagarigua, and my grandfather worked in a big place called Orange Grove in Tagarigua Estate. It was the biggest estate there was in the country. And of course, I just finished a book on William Burnley, who was the fella in charge, who was the richest man in Trinidad and Tobago, and at his home in Tagarigua. Get my book. It's called The Slave Master Trinidad. Best sugar plantation. But go down now and Massey have it. Massey have it. All them good land is only now I seen they're planting house. They're planting machinery. They're planting everything. And soon we ain't got nothing to eat, but we're going to have buildings. We don't understand that life, and God gave us the universe to live within, not to destroy it. And our emphasis is wrong. Because you talk about something happening, we buy everything from the US of A. 90% of our goods and so on come from where? The US of A. So you people who are in agriculture, in order for UE, before it became UE, was called the Tropical College of IT City, ICT, Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture. St. Augustine was the best in the world. The next one was in Ibadan, Nigeria, and they were the forefront of education, of agriculture production. You people know that, right? Hello? Well, you better know that now. ICTA, the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture, which became UWI, used to be the most important agricultural in the world, together with the Imperial College in Ibadan. I've been there, I've seen it. But now we want to buy all kind of KFC. You like KFC? And all the carcinogenics, and all the cancer. It's nice, eh? Finger licking good. But fellas, when you finish that finger licking good, and you hit my age, be careful. It's carcinogenic, all them things, and we say this be sophisticated. We could go to Kentucky and get our Kentucky Fry, and don't know it killing we. But you all in agriculture have to help us out, all right? Agriculture, that's your charge. Where's that, sir? All right, sir. So my sense is, keep it in order. Understand where you are. Don't buy into nonsense, like I use the word up here. Don't buy into nonsense. So therefore, on behalf of the governors, I extend my warmest congratulations to each of you once more. Go forward in the world and be change makers of this nation. Whatever you do, please remember the words of this poet who once said, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. How much I begged, no matter how much I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. You see, life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you've set the wages, you must be prepared to bear the task. Don't blame nobody. It's a just employer. You must set your eyes on the prize. But once you have set the wages, my brothers and sisters, you must be prepared to buy the task. So eat all your KFC, and when the cramps begin to come, and they begin to get the cancer, don't blame nobody. And he ends by saying, I work for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed, that any wage I'd ask of life, anything I'd ask of life, life would have willingly given. But we set our eyes too low. Set at the skies, you may fall down a bit, but always gaze upwards. Never ever settled for anything that's beneath you. I hope you understand that you are the ones who must decide whether you'll move together or step aside. You are the ones who must decide what you want out of this life. And please, whatever you do, strive for much. Strive for love, but also strive for work and labor and the ability to serve your country. I thank you so very much. More. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Cujo. I now invite Professor Mirage, Acting President, UTT, to deliver his remarks.
Distinguished guests, members of our university leadership, faculty, staff, graduates, family and friends, guardians of our graduates, students, and I must mention our very hardworking volunteers who have been doing a remarkable job, and all those who are joining us in person and online. Please allow me to stand on the already established protocols, but do permit me to extend special recognition to Professor Selwyn Cujo, ORTT, Chairman of the Board of Governors of UTT, for honoring us with his presence today. I would also like to recognize the presence of Professor Marla Knights. Professor Knights? Thank you for joining us today. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the presentation of graduate ceremony of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Today we celebrate not just achievement, but purpose, the drive that fuels discovery, creativity, and service to our nation. This year's theme in innovation, driven by purpose, reminds us that UTT was built to educate, inspire, and empower change makers for a resilient Trinidad and Tobago. As we reflect on the past year, I would like to highlight just a few of the accomplishments that demonstrate UTT's evolving leadership and impact. UTT has strengthened its role as a national university, a leader in applied research, innovation, and human development. We have advanced teaching excellence, curriculum renewal, and student success, ensuring programs are modernized, digitally transformed, and aligned with national priorities. Through partnerships with the Ministry of Education, UTT delivered nationwide reading, writing, and mathematics training for educators, improving foundational learning outcomes. Values-based education remains central. The Center of Kinesiology, Physical Education, and Sport has secured cabinet approval for a one-year pilot program in physical education and values-based education for primary schools beginning January 2026, promoting wellness, physical literacy, and character development. A number of our programs are accredited by specialized international accreditation bodies such as the Institute of Chemical Engineers, the Energy Institute, and the Institute of Engineering and Technology. In addition, in recognition of the value that specialized accreditation brings, there is an accreditation plan for other programs at UTT expected to be pursued and implemented in the short term. This strategy, this initiative will ensure that our students are recognized in the global village. As we build a strong foundation for learning at every level, be it the certificate, diploma, bachelor levels, and above, it is equally vital to empower those who will lead the next phase of national development. Our postgraduate programs continue to reflect this vision. And take note of this. Our postgraduate programs are growing with 60, that's 60, new PhD and 12 MPhil candidates admitted in September 2025. And yesterday, we witnessed the graduation of 7 PhD and 2 MPhil students. Postgraduate students are producing research, publications, and conference presentations that directly support national development. Professional workshops in leadership, grant writing, and entrepreneurship equip them as both scholars and nation builders. Now, these academic achievements I spoke of are fueled by a growing research culture, one that positions UTT as a strategic partner for national and regional transformation. UTT remains a trusted partner for government and industry. For example, the Maritime Technology Cooperation Center, MTCC Caribbean, is one of 5 MTCCs and is hosted right here by UTT and continues to be a global reference for maritime decarbonization, energy efficiency, and training. In fact, under the IMO, the MTCC Caribbean is currently implementing a microgrid power facility which is fully powered by renewable energy for a maritime port in St. Kitts. And the next pilot project in Barbados involves the retrofitting of a cargo vessel to be fully electrified with the intent of being the first net zero vessel operating in the Caribbean. I think that is phenomenal. Now, for those of you here from the Biosciences, Agriculture, and Food Technology program, you all are involved in research, namely from Pest to Products Initiative, which looks at the sustainable utilization and biocontrol of the giant African snails. And this project is being done in collaboration with our brother institution, our big brother institution, University of the West Indies. We are also working in developing safe handling protocols and value-added products from sustainable management of the giant African snails. We have also completed a very successful collaborative project with the Environmental Management Authority on the wildfire training workshop for the BioReach project. For those of you here graduating from the marine sciences, you all are very much aware that UTT, we are working with the International Oceanographic Commission based in the UK, the Bora Box project, working with oil companies developing marine profiles and carbonate chemistry relating to ocean acidification associated with climate change. We are also working with Aquasys in Brazil, from Brazil, and the Manatee S based in Florida, and others in the Caribbean to do underwater acoustics for ocean health, and this impacts the survival of the manatees, whales, dolphins, and our fish feedstock. Cabinet also approved the Glow Noise project with the IMO and others mitigating underwater noise related to shipping and ocean health. We are the only Caribbean country and via UTT to be selected on this project. And I'm very pleased to announce that I was only informed today that via Dr. Ria Gopi and her colleagues from the Maritime Program, that a very top journal article was accepted by Nature Geoscience, which is a highly rated journal in the world, and the research is related to sargassum blooms control. So congratulations to the maritime and the marine programs. Now, these academic achievements are fueled by, as I said, a growing research culture. In our health sciences, we have expanded national training and renewed our MOU with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, and we are currently developing an MSc in field epidemiology and new workforce strengthening courses. Now, building on these research strengths, our success is also reflected in the expansion of our partnerships and external engagements. UTT grant and consultancy portfolio, and take note of this, grew from 27.4 million TT dollars to 45.1 million TT dollars, a 65% increase over the last year. And I think all involved deserves a round of applause. Flagship projects include the National Carbon Dioxide Storage Atlas, the Greenhouse Gas Emission Study for the Port of Galeota, and the Methane Quantification Study at the Beetham Landfill. All these are completed projects, by the way. Our Coastal Restoration and Mangrove Rehabilitation Project with LABIDCO and the Biospace Project with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, highlight UTT's regional impact. In addition, through collaborations with other organizations, UTT was able to secure the first global GCF grant for carbon capture and storage research in Trinidad and Tobago. This would ensure longer-lasting viability of our hydrocarbon industry once this is proved to be very feasible. There are several more projects in the pipeline. Chairman mentioned artificial intelligence and digital transformation. Alongside these traditional areas, UTT is also stepping boldly into the future, establishing leadership in emerging fields such as AI and digital innovation. UTT is driving, we are driving national AI adoption through the AI Innovators Lab, equipping micro, small, and medium enterprises, young professionals like yourselves, and underserved communities with practical and ethical AI skills. Developed by the Mechanical Engineering, Manufacturing, and Entrepreneurship Unit, and funded by the European Union via the Carib Equity Facility and the IDB Lab, this US $599,000 initiative supports AI adoption, certification, and outreach nationwide. Now, these achievements have opened doors and to greater international collaboration, enhancing UTT's global footprint. UTT was awarded the Erasmus Plus Archipelago Grant, enhancing digital innovation and cross-border learning for small island developing states, just like us. We also became the founding member of the Caribio Park, advancing research in chronic disease management, biodiversity, and biopharmaceutical innovation. Our Aviation Institute, currently pursuing internationalization of the campus in collaboration with the European Aviation Training Academy, IKAROS, out of Cyprus, globalizing our programs that are currently being offered. Now, innovation at UTT is not just about technology. It's not just technological. It is cultural, it is creative, and deeply rooted in our Caribbean identity. UTT preserves Caribbean cultural heritage through the We Capture project and leads in creative innovation via the Caribbean Academy of Fashion and Design. At the Caribbean Week 2025, UTT designers showcase sustainable collections celebrating Caribbean identity, entrepreneurship, and global market access. Now, in the area of sports and holistic excellence, just as we nurture creative expression, we are equally committed to developing the whole person through sport and holistic development. UTT proudly develops sporting talent and character. Umar Sandy, you must have heard of him, won back-to-back NAAATT national championships and gold at the FISU American Games. The High Performance Program celebrated national team selections across football, volleyball, and table tennis, and hosted the Trinidad and Tobago first Parasport workshop. I'd like to add that very recently, although we have not reached and achieved what we hoped for via the national football team, but I'm very proud to announce that our men and women UTT football teams qualified to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the International University Sport Federation Regional World Cup qualifiers in Peru next year. So congratulations to all our sporting heroes and our sporting programs. Now, beyond the walls of our campuses, UTT remains engaged with the wider society, ensuring that learning and leadership extend into communities across our nation. Through the renewable energy and energy efficiency educational programs, UTT trained over 180 teachers and reached more than 1,000 students in 69 schools over the last year. We designed and distributed 450 teaching and learning resource kits covering renewable energy, energy efficiency, climate change, and disaster preparedness. It should be noted that National Energy won the prestigious AmCham's Large USH and Environmental Project Award for this very project just last week, predicated upon the work done by UTT in collaboration with National Energy and the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries. On a related note, Labitco won the same award for the small category for their EcoPort initiative, another project that was ably supported by the UTT. I think we deserve a round of applause for that, along with National Energy and the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs. Our Foundations and Prior Learning Unit continues to empower citizens through the Leader in UTT and agents of social change, supporting leadership, entrepreneurship, and rehabilitation initiatives. Now, these efforts are complemented by bold ventures into commercialization and entrepreneurship, reinforcing UTT's role in national economic transformation. UTT is in a new phase of translating research into market-ready solutions through intellectual property frameworks, innovation clusters, and startup incubation. These initiatives create revenue, employment, and entrepreneurship opportunities, contributing directly to Trinidad and Tobago's innovation-driven economy and reinforcing UTT's global relevance. I'd like to go back to BAFT, to our BAFT program, okay? And for example, commercialization plans are very much on the way. At BAF, plans are afoot to increase breeding stock of animals for the farming community. This includes dairy cattle, the Barbados black-belly sheep, and rabbits. We are now ramping up production of table eggs and broiler meat, and we are increasing honey output, testing, and production. And we are also increasing the production of dairy milk to supply Nestle and the wider community. So congratulations to the BAF program for your hard work in this regard. And there are many more initiatives being pursued by the program. In conclusion, these achievements of 24-25 reaffirm UTT's mission as the National University of Trinidad and Tobago, educating with purpose, innovating with impact, and serving with pride. From the laboratory to the stage, from the classroom to the playing field, education at UTT is about transformation, opportunity, and national service. Today, as we celebrate our graduates, we also celebrate a community united by vision, excellence, and innovation, ready to empower the next generation of thinkers, creators, and leaders for a stronger, more resilient Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations, graduates. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, remember that your journey does not end here. Continue to be curious, courageous, and compassionate. Use your knowledge to build not only your careers, but also your communities and your country. May you find purpose and enrichment in service to our nation. Thank you very much, and best wishes.
Come on, we can do better than that for the president, man. Woo! Woo! And after hearing all the accomplishments and all that UTT is doing, you, like Christians, you have to spread the good news. What do you say? Hey, you had to tell your ex, your makome, your compe, your nenen, let them know what's happening here at the UTT. Nice. If you believe you're sitting here, parents, graduates, you're sitting here, and you believe that this is the best graduation ceremony for the year 2025, say yeah, yeah. Woo. If you feel that there's no other ceremony like this ceremony, say UTT. That woman say, man. That woman say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me say Happy International Men's Day to all the men on the inside. Ladies, make some noise. Ladies, if you know you have a good man, make some noise. Parents, this is for the elders. Your children don't have men. They don't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here, men, if you're here and the ladies don't know this song, then she's too young for you. She's too young for you. I say, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, calypso. Man, if she don't know that song, she's too young for you. When I say, whoa, yeah, let me hear you say, calypso. All right? I say, whoa, yeah. That's soft, man, that's soft. I say, whoa, yeah. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, one of our own students from the Academy of Performing Arts, presenting to you or playing for you on the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to make some noise, bring stateside, Mr. Ifeyurijo Borien.
Thank you so much. Wonderful performance. Yay. Thank you so much for a wonderful performance. I would like to invite Professor Rian Maraj, Acting President of University of Trinidad and Tobago, to please present to the Chairman the graduates of the university.
Chairman, I ask you to admit these candidates who have met the university's requirements for their respective certificates, diplomas, and undergraduate degrees for which they are presented.
Graduates, this indeed is your time. Graduates of the University of the Trinidad and Tobago, by the authority vested in me, I admit you to the certificate, diploma, and undergraduate degrees for which you are to be presented and for which you have worked so very hard. And also in doing so, to receive you as members of our society, as the educated members of our society.
We now ask the program and discipline leaders calling names to proceed stage side.
Certificate in Agriculture and Agro-Processing Technologies. Felicia Priscilla Andal. Alicia Andrews Lanos. Abby Katasha Bacchus Rosales. Daniel Jared Anthony. Kayla Sarah Balbosa. Maurice Batson. Joshua Dexter Benjamin. Jaheim Boyce. Lanisha Denisha Campbell. Takia Kayana Craig. Kimberly, can't afford to not pronounce this word correctly. Kimberly R. Kajo. Jonario Emmanuel Davis. Nathaniel Jeremy Dandre. Najane Anthony DeVitale. Sharice Ellis. Joel Isaac Emmanuel. Ranisha Raguba. Kadien Henry Archibald. Christopher Randy Walcott. Rashona Renee Foston. Janae Durant. Naomi Rebecca Walker. Nikisha Roberta Wickham. Camila Kanika Ferdinand. Carol Ann Forte. I would now turn you over to Mrs. Carla Marcel Boyce to continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome Mr. Sanjay Gangadine to the stage. Next, we have Nathaniel Daniel Gay. Janelle Kezia Hall. Shamari Ajani Hector. Kershal Desiree Horsford. We welcome Christopher Ronald Howard. Anika Nicole Jacob. Ian Jerry Johnson. Donnell Darian Joseph. Joel Christopher Joseph. Sean Kevin Julian. Randir Suraj Kisoon. Hugh A. Lewis. Karen Aldrich Martinez. Angel Ebony Melville, Leah Marie Mitchell, Kadisha Danielle Modest, Tekel Ronald Mohammed, next we welcome Malachi Moore, Miss Kirby Moses, Miss Orchid Selassie Mongru. And now I call my colleague, Mr. Daniel Narayan Singh, to finish presenting the graduates to the audience. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Kristen Sebastian Ned. Shauna Noel. Unilacha Egunwale Ugunsanwo. Hard names. Enkuchi Aku Phillips. Doname Stephanie Ramsamy. Aaron Ramtahal. Christopher Arthur Seeley. Gilberto Serrano. Enikuchu Short. Karen Andrew Sukram. Manesh Takwini. Jonathan Richard Thompson. Akila Tobias. Cordell Torres. Genevieve Elizabeth Valentine. Hazelan Simone Williams. Nicholas Bradley Yearwood.
Diploma in Agriculture, Joel Cedric Graham. Jason Anthony John. Elon Jalen Joseph. Akeem Amir Mohammed. Caleb Johannes Prabhu. Sherwin Clevance Sibru. Leon Terrell Wallace. Timothy E. Williams. Diploma in Animal Health, Production, and Veterinary Public Health. Micah Jonathan Alfred. Josephine Josanne Broom. Akiba Chapman. Tyra Lee Lashina Collins. Amanda Leanne Cupid. Kellis Kaya Cupid. Nicolette Jessica Dioki. Chanel Andrea Iali. John Ross Ansel Elvin. Brittany Faith Espinoza. Avika Haripasad. Shellyan Joseph. Adesh Keshwar. Monique Trisan Massey. Shamaya Janika Ned. Tanifa Faith Raghunath. Karina Rampasad. Alexandra Nicola Ramsaran. Leah Janessa Simmons. Diploma in Food Technology. Cheyenne Charisma Balgobin. Tiffany Akila Mitchell. Rhea Adana Philip. Sidel Tiana Philip. Fola Shadi Zakia Steele. Diploma in Forestry. Jason Josiah Baker. Marvin Edward. Kelvin Felix. Glendon H. Gregg. Alex Shem Lambert. Vanisha Maharaj. Jodelia Sharian Simmons. Lloyd Taj Williams. Edma Antoinette Wiltshire.
presenting the Diploma in Maritime Operations Engineering, Mr. Emmanuel Gabriel Harry. Mr. Nathan Jeremiah Loha. Mr. David Marquis. Mr. Stefan Pussard. Ms. Amelia Ramutar. Ms. Anita Ramkisoon.
Good afternoon. Diploma in Maritime Operations Navigation. Cameron Dino. Chem Elijah Joseph. Brandon Bruce Lee. Trista Caitlin Mitchell. Bryce Isaiah Sukan.
Diploma in Coastal and Ocean Sciences. Azaria Ali. Maya Natalia Castellano. Alyssa Bernadette Harper. Kyle Jedediah Lewis. Sahara Naila Mohammed.
And now we present the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship. Gabriella Fengyang Punch. Graduating with an option in Agriculture Biotechnology, cum laude. Josh Joseph Burrage, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with an option in Crop Science, magna cum laude. Xavier Anastasia Diet, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with an option in Crop Science. Litami L. Gabriel, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Crop Science, cum laude. Tikel Ronald Mohammed, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Crop Science, magna cum laude. Shania M. Motilal, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Crop Science. Noriko Janae Gregg, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Agro-Processing, magna cum laude. Tishelle Korai Gordon, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Animal Science, cum laude. Jeshal Racer Jeremiah, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship with option in Animal Science. Anika Clarissa Ali, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, cum laude. Okay. Danielle Michael Bob. Okay. Carice Samantha Sami, cum laude. Sasha Devi Hitai, magna cum laude with option in Crop Science. Mikhail Aaron Mohammed, magna cum laude. Amanda M. Pagu, cum laude. Munesh Ruplal. Manisha Vishala Singh, magna cum laude.
Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Technology. Vanessa Nicole Thompson. Kendra Rebecca Harper, magna cum laude. Malik Harper, magna cum laude. Janelle Nicole Jones, magna cum laude. Present.
Bachelor of Science in Coastal and Ocean Management. Kerry Campbell, magna cum laude. Kenrick M. James, cum laude. Colleen Jadiel Lewis, magna cum laude.
The Bachelors of Science in Nautical Science, Maritime Operations. Miss Onicia Narissa Bruno. Mr. Daniel Carrington. Magna cum laude. Mr. Leah Sophia Faizul, summa cum laude. Miss Alicia Ruth Gobind Singh, magna cum laude. Mr. Amir Umar Khan, magna cum laude. Mr. Narad Maraj, magna cum laude. Mr. Zachary Mongroom, magna cum laude. Mr. Wayne Richmond, magna cum laude. Mr. Kyle John Williams, cum laude. Mr. Nicia Tatiana Williams, cum laude.
Thank you very much. Round of applause for all the graduates. Congratulations. I now invite Ms. Aliyah Fazul to deliver the valedictory address.
Good afternoon, Professor Salwan Kujo, ORTT, Professor Rian Maharaj, Acting President, Professor Donnie Budlal, Acting Vice President, Research, Academic and Studies, Student Affairs, Professor Adel Al-Gamal, Assistant Vice President, Research, Impact and Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Solange Kelly, Assistant Vice President, Undergraduate Studies, Senior Academic and Corporate Staff of UTT, members of the UTT's Executive Student Guild, graduates of 2025, family members and friends, members of the media, members of the viewing public, ladies and gentlemen. Standing before you today feels both humbling and surreal. From stepping into the classroom on our first day, filled with nervousness, excitement, and a little uncertainty, to this moment, sitting here with our gowns flowing and a sense of pride that comes from surviving deadlines, projects, assessments, and perhaps a little too much coffee. We all had big dreams when we arrived at UTT. Some of us were confident in our paths, while others were still figuring them out. Along the way, we encountered unexpected difficulties. Some balanced studies, jobs, and families. For a few, classes felt like navigating rough seas. Others had to endure long Zoom lectures while fighting to stay awake. Yet, we all reached the finish line, and that is what makes this journey unforgettable. We are truly embodied in this year's theme: forged in innovation, driven by purpose, empowering change makers for a resilient nation. We were not merely studying formulae or theory. We were being forged, and like anything in the making, it took trials, challenges, and the occasional "how did we even get here" moment. Innovation was not just about our projects or assessments. It was about finding new ways to do things, whether planning events, completing group projects, or surviving exam week without losing our minds. Our motivation was purpose. Even when Netflix, food, or the comfort of our beds tempted us more than assignments, purpose reminded us why we started. Today, we celebrate more than an academic achievement. We celebrate perseverance, resilience, and the commitment that shaped us into the graduates we are. Individuals ready to contribute, ready to lead, and make a difference. Every late night, every challenge, and every obstacle has prepared us not only for a career, but for life beyond these walls. My journey at UTT has been one of diligence, balance, and growth. Pursuing the Bachelor of Science in Nautical Science and Maritime Operations taught me leadership, discipline, and resilience. Of course, alongside with the principles of navigation and port operations. I owe much of my strength and my resilience to my parents, whose examples and sacrifices continue to guide me. My mother showed me the true meaning of perseverance by completing her bachelor's degree and MBA while raising 3 children, proving that hard work and faith can move mountains. My father taught me that humility and purpose should always underpin success, and he did this through his unwavering support and guidance. I have been fortunate to have siblings and friends who stood by me through every challenge, encouraging me, keeping me grounded, and reminding me to enjoy life even under pressure. My role as president of the Chaguaramas Chapter Guild gave me the opportunity to give back to my student body by fostering unity and creating a vibrant campus community. These experiences reminded me that leadership is not about standing in front, but standing with others. Every successful project, event, and late-night study group reflected teamwork, shared purpose, and collaboration. As I reflect on these experiences, I am reminded that no journey is ever taken alone. Each step forward was guided by those who believed in us, those that challenged us, and those who stood beside us. Beyond our personal journeys, we are a part of something greater, a generation equipped to serve and strengthen our nation, whether through Whether through education, technology, the arts, or engineering, we are called to contribute our talents to building a more sustainable and resilient Trinidad and Tobago. To our lecturers and mentors, thank you. You were our compass, keeping us on course even when we drifted dangerously close to procrastination. To our families, thank you for being our anchors, cheering us on and patiently listening to every rant about deadlines, results, and group projects. To my fellow graduates, whether you studied engineering, education, science, the arts, or maritime operations, thank you for inspiring me, for making this journey memorable, and for proving that no matter the path, we all have the courage to reach the finish line. We are entering a world that is dynamic, fast-paced, and sometimes unpredictable. Yet everything we've learned, from lectures and labs to late nights and group projects, has prepared us to rise to the occasion. Each assignment taught us resilience. Each collaboration taught us empathy and leadership. Each challenge taught us problem solving and creativity. We are leaving this institution equipped not only with knowledge, but with the character to innovate, the courage to act, and the commitment to lead. As we depart here today, may we carry forward not only our knowledge, but also the spirit of perseverance that brought us here. Let us continue to dream boldly, act with integrity, and lead with empathy. When purpose and innovation meet, there is no limit to the change we can create. For some of us, stepping into the next chapter may feel like entering a vast, uncharted ocean. And that's all right. We have learned the skills to navigate these waters, adjust our course, steer through uncertainty, and find new paths where old ones are blocked. We may not know exactly where the wind will take us, but we do know that we are ready. Ready to innovate, ready to serve, ready to make a difference, and ready to enjoy the journey. Today, class of 2025 is a celebration of our hard work and a reminder that life is not about avoiding storms, but learning to sail through them. And if we do that together, with purpose and a little laughter, there's nothing we cannot achieve. Congratulations, class of 2025. We have charted our course, survived the waves, and now the horizon is ours to explore. Thank you.
All right, we can do better than that for Miss Azul. Woo! I mean, being valedictorian is no easy task, and you have made your parents proud. Congratulations. God bless you. Real good. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be sitting here, and you would have started this thing maybe 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, but there was a time that you felt like dropping out. You know, there was some time you said, boy, what are you really doing, boy? All right? But you're here today. Make some noise for yourself, man. Make some noise. You may be sitting here also, and there was somebody who told you, you're not going to amount for nothing. Yeah? You're waste of time. All right? And you're bad-minded thing, and you're here today. So make some noise to that now. Them haters, them people who don't wish you good, and God bless you and you're still there. Hey, Shamari, success is a? Anyway, yes. Listen, you may be here and you're saying to yourself, boy, if it wasn't for my mother, if it wasn't for my father, if it wasn't for my husband, all right, if it wasn't for my boyfriend, I would not have been here today. If you are here and you believe so, turn around and tell them you love them, man. Nah. In other words, stand up and tell them we love you, man. Yes, man. You ever hear they say ungratefulness worse than witchcraft? No, be ungrateful, man. Yes, ma'am. All right, folks, so UTT have vibes, you know. We are real vibe. We dynamic. We have variety. And they say variety is the spice of life. You ever hear that? So guess what? We play pan, we sing in solo, but coming up is a performance of a semi-Indian classical piece based in Rag Bimpalasi with a modern twist, if you please. Arranged by the Academy for Performing Arts students, Mr. Ajnish Mohip. He would be on the tabla. We have Ms. Rana Mohip on the harmonium, performed in collaboration with fellow Academy for the Performing Arts student, Jose Enriquez. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, put your hands together, make some noise for Upper's Indian Music Ensemble!
Thank you so much. Wonderful performance. Let's give another round of applause for these wonderful students. So that's one thing about UTT is we have variety, right? And for sure, you guys probably feeling now like you've been through the ringer and you don't ever want to see this place again. But I could tell you, it will come a time when you'll want to come back and you'll want to be able to network with your friends. Really important to be able to maintain that culture that we've all grown to love here at University of Trinidad and Tobago. So I wish to invite all graduating students to join the UTT Alumni Association. And I would also like to call on Mr. Hira Dukran, President of the University of Trinidad and Tobago Alumni Association, to lead the graduates in the Alumni Pledge.
Graduates, I must say, you stood tall and radiant in your gowns today. Courageous, purposeful, fearless, driven, unstoppable, with the unwavering spirit that defines the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Come on, I ain't hearing you. I only hearing you, I ain't hearing everybody. Now, I will kindly ask all graduates to stand and recite after me the alumni oath. As alumni of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, we solemnly swear to uphold the honorable traditions of our university, imbued by the spirit of innovations and entrepreneurship, which is at the center of UTT's mission. We will endeavor to lend creativity and passion to all that we undertake. As graduates of the National University, we also commit ourselves to the highest standards of service to our community and country. We will further strive to earn our own place among UTT's alumni, who by their devotion to these ideals have brought recognition and honor to our alma mater. We will provide moral, intellectual, and financial support. And will encourage others to attend our alma mater, and thus to contribute to the perpetuation of the necessary and noble work of UTT. You all may have a seat. Now, before I go, I just want to quickly put a plug in. Within a year and a half of this Alumni Association tenure, we will have contributed significantly alongside the Alumni Office via Jesse Morse we have contributed over 50 jobs. The alumni would have created MOUs with Clarion Bottlers, Coca-Cola, ICO, and more to come. We also have created many opportunities where our members will have benefited from, such as discounted service to ride shares. Carnival events, we will have given special rates and massive discounts to carnival bands. Also, next year, look out for our upcoming interview and business etiquette workshop. So we are giving you incentive and benefit to join the Alumni Association. So after the ceremony, find yourself by the tent. After you take the photograph, go by the alumni booth, register, and become a member today. It only costs $0. That's your financial deed. Also, just want to quickly mention as well, together with the Student Guild, we will have organized a very special discounted menu at Trotters and Boozoo. So once again, after the ceremony, after you take your photograph and become a member by registering, feel free to visit one of these establishments. Also, RJ, the Student Guild president, will have provided a signage. Feel free to go sign the board, take a picture, capture the moment, and have a meal on us. Oh, Trotters and Boozoos, discounted. Also, just a quick reminder, the strongest support you will ever receive is the support you will give yourself. So hence, why you must always be your greatest cheerleader. Because self-belief is the most powerful advantage. So today, what you have accomplished is really a milestone, and you should be proud of yourself. And once more, before I leave the stage, I want to hear a long round of applause. Thank you.
All right, put your hands together again for your president, Mr. Dukram. I've always and oftentimes heard the old people say, all good things must come to an end. I don't know what they mean by that, and maybe for Christians it may be different. All right, turn to somebody and say, it was really a good thing. Woo! All right, simple instructions. I just want you to do something for me, and you have to follow the instructions carefully. I invite you to stand, and I invite the parents to stand, and the supporters. I want you for 10 seconds to just clap very loud. Wait, don't stand. You're going to clap very loud, and then you're going to stop and say, UTT, we love you. And then you clap for 10 seconds again and say, UTT, we thank you. And then you say, keep up the good work, UTT. You feel you can follow that? Yeah, man, we cram all them years and we can't remember that way. So we clap in first, pop, pop, nice and loud. And then we say, UTT, we love you. And then we clap again and say, UTT, we thank you. And after we clap, we say, UTT, keep up the good work. Right? You feel we could do that with vibe and energy and plenty action? Yes. All right. After 3, 4, start the clap. UTT. Woo! UTT, keep up. That's what we are talking about, man. That is vibe. You may have your seat. You may have your seat. My goodness. Make me feel like I want to graduate today too, man. Woo! This is vibe. Success is a? Anyway. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to invite Professor Selwyn R. Kojo, ORTT, I now invite you to declare the ceremony closed.
Great job. My brother, who is asking me about Captain Kojo from Jamaica, up in Cockpit Country, and Queen Nanny. So if he's from there, he know my people. But he's ended by saying that all good things must come to an end. You hear that? All good things must come to an end. There's another brother who said, our ends are but our beginnings. An English poet. Our ends are our beginnings. So we just start. I've been asked, I've been told, you just begin, I'm glad you come out because you've been very stush and not saying nothing. And I was asked by the chancellor and the people to say how you behave. And I was going to give you the worst points, but like my boy really gets you up and so on and so forth. Thanks for your great participation. The one thing I found a bit disturbing, though, is when Mr. Dukaran, the alumni, is he around? Mr. Lau? Yes. And he talked about financial thing, and people begin to choke up. They ask about trotters and all, bazo. Yes. He asked for that. When he told the money thing, everybody kind of get tightened up. The lips get kind of tight. So, Mr. Alumni President, your assignment for next year is to ask them how much money to put in to apply to the endowment fund for the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Somebody said the journey now starts. The journey now starts. The new part of your journey is to contribute. Contribute. Even though it's 1%. Because this is your university, and your university are us. We make it up. So it seems to me, after such a very joyous time, apart from the stushness, our celebration has come to an end. I wish to sincerely congratulate the newly graduated members of our society on their achievements. And now, in all respect and reverence to those who have come and shared the evening with us, or the afternoon with us, I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you so very much.
Congratulations again to all the graduates and the families who supported them. I would like to say that the honored guests please stand and remain in your places until the procession, inclusive of graduates and academic staff, have retired. So please stand. Very much. Congrats, everyone.
so